You don't need more motivation. You need fewer excuses. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I'll start when I feel ready"? Let me guess, you're still waiting. This video is not about hyping you up. It's about telling you a truth that nobody else will. The winners, they're not the most motivated. They're just the most disciplined. And today I'll show you how to become one of them. No motivation required. I used to think I needed to feel it first, like I had to be inspired or pumped up to take action. But here's the problem. Motivation is a mood, and moods change like the weather. One day you're a beast up at 5 a.m., gym bag packed, vision board glowing. The next you're lying in bed, watching strangers work hard on TikTok while telling yourself you'll bounce back tomorrow. That used to be me, over and over, until I realized I was trapped in a loop, addicted to motivation, allergic to discipline. That was the moment everything shifted. Here's the truth. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline just shows up. You don't need to want it. You need to show up when you don't. That's what separates the ones who get results from the ones who just repost quotes about getting results. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a point in my life where I was getting up every day at 4:45 a.m., cold shower, workout, journaling, deep work. By 6 a.m. it felt incredible, but one day I hit snooze. No big deal, right? Except ... The next day I hit it again, and before I knew it, the discipline was gone. Not because I made a decision, but because I didn't. That's the thing. Discipline isn't some dramatic vow. It's dozens of tiny, invisible decisions you make when no one's watching. It's choosing to get up even when your bed feels like heaven. It's choosing to write even when the words aren't flowing. It's choosing action not because you're in the mood, but because you said you would. You want to build discipline. Here's how it actually works. First, lower the bar. That's right. Forget motivation. Forget going 0 to 100. Start so small that it's impossible to say no. Not a full workout, just 10 push-ups. Not a 5-page journal, just 1 sentence. Not a full course, just 5 minutes of learning. Because once you start, momentum kicks in. And momentum is a far better friend than motivation. Second, make it automatic. Discipline isn't about willpower, it's about systems. If you have to decide every day whether to do the thing, you've already lost half the battle. Make it routine. Same place, same time, same trigger. Example, put your workout clothes next to your bed. When you wake up, you put them on. No debate, no delay. Same thing for writing. Open the dock at 8 p.m. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Write something, anything. Consistency over perfection. Always. Third, track it visibly. There's something powerful about seeing your progress. A calendar, a checklist, a habit tracker. When you see the streak grow, your brain goes, "I don't want to break this." And that fear of breaking the chain becomes fuel. Fourth, expect boredom. Yeah, I said it. Discipline is boring. But boring is good. Boring means you're doing the work. You're not chasing dopamine hits. You're building mastery. Ask any top performer athletes, writers, entrepreneurs. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on reps. Day in, day out. Even when they'd rather do literally anything else. Fifth, kill the all or nothing mindset. Miss today. Cool. Pick up the next one. Don't scrap the week just because you tripped once. Don't call yourself a failure because you weren't perfect. Discipline isn't a straight line. It's a muscle. You build it by getting back up again, and again, and again. Now let's talk about why this really matters. If you only move when you feel like it, your success is random. It depends on how much coffee you had, how many likes you got, or whether Mercury is in retrograde. But if you move because you've trained yourself to move, you're unstoppable. You become the kind of person people admire, not because you're lucky or gifted, but because you don't stop. And here's the biggest myth you've been told. Discipline is hard. No, staying stuck is hard. Regret is hard. Watching other people live your dream while you wait for a magical feeling, that's hard. Discipline makes life easier because it gives you proof. Proof that you can trust yourself. Proof that you're not just dreaming, you're doing. Want confidence? Build discipline. Confidence doesn't come from affirmations, it comes from action. When you've shown up 20 days in a row, not because you felt like it, but because you said you would, you start to believe in yourself on a whole different level. You stop hoping. You start expecting. That's where real power lives. So if you're waiting for motivation, stop. It's not coming. You don't need a new mood. You need a new standard. One where you act anyway, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when it sucks. Because every time you do that, you're voting for the future version of yourself. The one who doesn't just want it. The one who earns it. So here's your move. Start small. Do it daily. Make it automatic. Track it. And keep going even when you'd rather not. You don't need a hero moment. You need a habit. You don't need a breakthrough. You need a blueprint. And you've already got it because now you know the truth. Discipline beats motivation. Every single time. Watch the next episode. We're not slowing down.